And we are live here. Welcome, dear human family, brothers and sisters of mankind. Pure kindness we have, which is our greatest gift we have, and can also be manipulated, and we will not be manipulated no more. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. So today I thought I will speak a little bit about the special day that we have today, the 21st, 21/12/21, in the great year of 2021, or is it the worst year? Depends on where our perceptions are tuned. If we are still operating on the old signal, it's the worst of times. It's helpless, because when we look into the alternative media, most of the alternative media anyway, all we can find out is this dystopian AI controlled reality that is being imposed on us here on planet Earth, and the coming great reset of Satan Schwab, okay, and the totalitarian digital control grid, the smart grid being implemented all across the earth, and the black magicians and the dark cult of the Matrix going ahead in their planned agenda anyway, because resistance is futile. Now, whose language is that? Who makes you want to think like that? Can you guess who it is? And is it the same opinion as always? And what lies behind that? The underlying energy of that. We impose our control on Earth. We are the elite. We control the banking system. We control the food supply. We control big pharma. We control all aspects of society, the society that we created since the Industrial Revolution, and with the fourth Industrial Revolution now, we are completing our takeover, and there's nothing you can do. So you better join and assimilate into the AI mainframe. Well, those who were dancing were seen as crazy by those who could not hear the music, said Friedrich Nietzsche. And this is where we come in and want to give everyone of humanity a little shout out, a little, hey there, we are the new signal. We embody it. We are transmitting it through our vocal cords right now out into the world to give the good news. Isn't that great? We have good news finally. And this is what I mean with that we're right in the time now, especially today on the 21st of December, where what the new signal does now, okay, according to the Hermetic principles, that the higher causes supersede the lower causes. That's how it works. It works through the principle of entrainment. Take a look into that. This is also the way mind control works. This is what they really don't want us to know about. So everyone gets entrained in a certain way of thinking. And as long as you stay under the grips and control of the hidden hidden controlling hand, that's fine. That's good for them. And you're being entrained with a certain thought pattern. So it matters not if you know what's going on with the Covidian cult and the agenda. When you watch the alternative media and you know a lot of information about the agenda, it matters not as long as you are in fear of the coming food shortages, as long as you are in fear of the coming financial crash that is going to happen anytime soon. You know, I heard all of this in 2013 already, 2012, 2013, 2009, even 2010. I heard all of this, the coming financial crisis, and it's going to impact soon. What happened? Nothing. What continued is a program in the background, an algorithm that gives all the wealth, flushes all the wealth of the world into the hands of the very few, which you can see when you look at the statistics, okay? And what was it? 26 individuals owning as much as 50% of the world population. However, we don't buy into all of this fear, and that we stay locked in the end outcome of all of this if we are under the spell of the mainstream media or we're looking into the alternative media. Be aware that you do not fall into the outcome of a fear-based reality, because it's all a lie, it's all an illusion, and it's all there to keep you asleep, and most of all, in a bubble, in a reality bubble that where you are still being played instead of you playing the game of life. That's what we share here on this channel. This is the new signal. You begin to play. You're the player. Why are you the player? How is it possible to now be able to play the game of life? By having access to the rules of the game. We're talking natural order. We're talking about the principles of natural law. The principle of polarity, where extremes meet. This is the times we're in right now. Extremes meet at the time where most control is being imposed on you, is exactly the time where there's people who are as free as anyone has ever been. It's where extremes meet, and this is what we are having access to. Again, the building blocks of knowledge that is contained within the principles of the natural order. And by becoming players, okay, and by playing the game instead of being played, we become causes instead of effects. Okay, instead of having to react to what quote unquote they are doing. Oh, this is what they are doing. They want to merge us with machines and have the nanoparticles inside our bodysuit and inside our brain, inside our mind, to receive the AI signal of the matrix mainframe, to connect us with this hive mind of AI, and behind AI is the archontic force that hides behind it. The biggest problem that has always existed throughout creation is how to deal with the enemies of life. However, that is all a choice here. They can never delete free will. Never, ever, ever. And that is their worst nightmare. Because in their delusion, they think they can delete free will and force you to comply with the agenda, as they're trying here in Austria right now. Forced vaccinations, and you have to pay a big fine when you do not comply. Well, that's really they're shooting themselves in the foot right now with this, as everyone's turning against them here in Austria. We've got major developments happening ever since the action that we took in St. Corona, of which we've spoken about a lot, including in the last event that me and Errol were part of also, the event with Josh Del Sol. It's a really, really good conversation that we had with Josh and with Alec. And yeah, they can never delete free will. They can never get rid of real people that think outside of the box. That's what we're talking about with the new signal that is now triggering. Okay, this is what the new signal does. It's not only a new reality, new perception, a new ideas coming in, a new way of being and receiving the new signal. And when you're listening on this to this channel, when this resonates with you, resonates with your heart, tuning into the new signal, and you become entrained by it. Okay, and I can share this openly because we're just conduits for this new signal, this new perception, this new way of living and seeing the world with new eyes, the glasses of they live. And because of the new signal and the higher causes superseding the lower causes, this then means that it triggers what I call here in this video the real royal flush of the matrix. And would you like to say something about the royal flush there? I think it's time. Yeah, I have to. As I said, I need to give a kick up the arse for Errol to speak a little bit about this, because we've got a special guest here, and I don't want to do things on my own the whole time. Okay, I've had enough of this. I've been working on my own. Enough is enough. So we'll get Errol in and see what is the real royal flush of this system. Tune in. Yeah, can you hear us? Hope that's good. So yeah, what was that you were talking about before about the royal flush?
Hello. Well, I was just engaging in the activation of the royal flush before Steve disturbed me by chilling and just letting the magnetics work. At the moment, me and Steve are feeling totally chilled and blissed out, basically, and we're just we're in harmony, we're stabilized, and we're fully integrated the new signal. So what we're feeling now is just relax. Go to the river in the morning, have a nice swim, do some pull-ups, push-ups, squats, lunges, run around, whatever. Do breathing exercises and have a nice swim in the cold river. And then whatever, just chill. The sun was out today as well. It hasn't been out for a long time. And we're just going into silence now and peace, where we can actually feel and see how the magnetics are working and what's happening in the environment around us and in the world. So basically what I'm saying is, without having to do anything, we are now able to see what's going on in the world. And that's why we're calm. As you all know, we activated the magnetics 2 weeks ago. So what we're experiencing now is the magnetics in work. And as we speak, the whole virus is being flushed out. The whole system is being flushed clean from the virus. So when you look at the TV, or when you look in the media, when you look out there in politics and in the system, in the matrix, what's going on basically is everything's going crazy. But what that actually is that's the virus being flushed out. So our duty now is just to sit back, relax, get some popcorn and just enjoy the show.
And how else does it manifest? What can you see? How can you see yourself? How the magnetics are being activated?
Well, for me, like
for yourself, example, or also what you observe outside.
Well, for the last 2 days especially, it feels like the law of attraction has really kicked in for us. Everything is happening for us now. Everything has begun to work in our favor, and everything which belonged to us is coming back to us now. Even the stuff that we had to sacrifice and lose is coming back to us in a better way now. And to all the idiots, to all the pricks, the Satanists listening to this who thought they had us, yeah, we're good, man. We're good. And yeah, I see what you're trying to do to us when we're sleeping at night, trying to come into our dreams and manipulate and do spells and black magic and everything. I see it. It has no effect, my friend. No effect. You go fuck yourselves with it, right? So,
and that's you being nice.
That's me being nice. You guys better run on high soon, because it's gonna be nasty for you. It's gonna be nasty.
So what I can also observe is that people are really starting to slay big time. This is something we've become aware of. Also, revealings who what fake people are and who are real people. Revealing happening big time, and like policemen writing directly to the government here in Austria saying we're not doing this any longer. Like really starting to slay. And I'm reading these letters, and they come from an empowerment. They're like, you're not doing this to us, okay? And it's not like pleading to them, but actually, no, this is enough. So this is also what we can see when we talk about the new signal, us being carriers of the new signal. The entrainment is already happening. So when we talk about a timeline reality switching timelines and switching a reality, or call it time cycles. I don't care how you want to call it. I like the word timeline, actually, so I'm going to choose it. What I'm seeing is that the entire dreamscape is now turning on the involutionary force. And it's job done for us. Like for the first time after 13 years of hard work, never stopping, always asking, what's the next step? What's the next step? For the first time, I can say we've reached equilibrium stage. It's really happening now, and we are on the cusp of it being shown in the dream where they can't hold it back anymore, where we fully take over. So now it's reached inside of our being. It's reached a point where we're totally at peace, knowing there's no action that has to be taken for now. It's done. It's job done.
For now, huh?
For now.
And how can we know this? The answer is very simple. We feel it very strongly within ourselves right now in this moment. You know, the spirit is literally is too loud in us now, and it's telling us, chill, guys. It's done. Chill. Enjoy. Enjoy. Just be and let it flow.
And it's a great relief, because every day when you wake up during this crisis, I was always like, what can we do? What's the next step? We have to get on top of this. And today was the first day where we were walking along the river, beautiful sunshine, having been in the water. And I told Errol, today for the first time, it feels like it's done. And it's an incredible feeling. And also what I've observed, how they're being flushed out. Like 2 days ago, we went into the river again, obviously every day. That's daily routine. Merge yourself with nature. And this is what I also put into this video. True gnosis. I command this reality. This is the new signal. I command all of it.
the inner and the outer. It merges as one. This is the new signal. The whole reality is you. You're inside your psyche. You only exist in this reality because your psyche creates it. Your own psyche. So what is there to fear? This is all you. It's all your psyche, and you command it. You are the principle of this reality, the true sovereign. You are the principle. Everything outside of you are agents that should serve you. But the agents only serve you when you are in alignment with moral code, the principles of the natural order. Then things work for you. And I came out of the water, having gone in there, have a nice bath, and I high commanded like never before. I was, this is loud, let me go even louder, commanding all evil to leave this planet now. And I got out of the water, and as soon as I started high commanding, the water just turned red hot. It was warm. I was like, the cold water was suddenly warm. I was like really shocked. It was an amazing alchemical experience happening. And I got out of the water and I got dressed and I was still feeling warm, and suddenly my hands were, first I would say they were ice cold, and I had troubles putting my shoelaces together. And then they were right hot. Like it was ice cold and hot. It was basically like having the yin and the yang with my hands. So what came to my mind, what I was decoding, was that the demons, the archons, were being flushed out through our bodies, leaving this realm through my hands, being in an incredible state. My hands, I've never felt this before. And I was like, yeah, this is how you flush them out. So this is also what I wanted to share. I directly felt that within my physical being. And that comes when you merge with the elements, doesn't it?
Yeah, and this is the state they really don't want us being in this balanced peace state, because this is a state where we can do anything. We can literally do anything. We could, as Steve was saying, we can go into a river, cold river, warm it up. We could merge with a hurricane and we could level it out. We can manipulate the wind, the weather. We can manifest whatever we want. We can move mountains. We can do whatever we want. We just, with our intention, we can make something happen, and something which is about to happen not happen. Something bad which is about to happen not happen. And when you're in a state, it's a state where you know this, okay, and that you can do anything. So for them, this was their biggest nightmare, for us to pass this barrier and get to this stage. Now that we're at this stage, and all it takes is one of us, okay, and there's more than one. They're done. They're really done. All they can do is just make more noise, create more chaos, okay, and run a bigger theater around us to distract us from our inner state. So what we're going to do is pretend that they don't even exist and just live. There's life out there. Go and live. It's all about life right now. Live. Life is out there. The nature's out there. The land is out there. It's living. It's not on strike. It's thriving. Just go out there and live life with life. I'm not talking about go to your local Starbucks and help yourself to a cappuccino. That's not what I'm talking about. Or go to your shopping mall and do some shopping. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about go out into life and live.
And life force, let the life force flow through you, no matter what it is. This is what I shared also in the event. Before we did the job in Corona, for people who are impressed by that story, well, yeah, that was the most amazing experience of my life. And the biggest job we've ever done. And it was only possible because I was doing shadow work before that. Okay. And this is what, when you're not at a good place right now and you feel you're disconnected from the new signal because you're not feeling good, let me tell you, you're not feeling good because your program is breaking down. Because you are connecting to the new signal. Let me tell you that. You're connecting to the new signal. The program of the matrix is breaking down, and then the program wants to tell you that you're not feeling good when it's exactly the opposite. Isn't that true?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So for all the people, who are finding it difficult right now to navigate through this, because there's so much negativity in the alternative media, that's why I can't even watch anything anymore. Okay, that's why I'm just doing videos, because I can't be bothered.
Just pull back, withdraw from everything that you're doing, and relax. That's it. Relax.
Remember that everything is being born anew in every moment.
Yeah.
It's a big spell that is being cast from the alternative medias, let me tell you. All this fear porn, it's all bullshit. It's all intellectual masturbation.
Mm-hmm. Their mission was to assimilate reality into their artificial AI. Okay? In the sense that everything is assimilated into their artificial intelligence. Okay? So life is basically artificial and no longer biological. They failed. How the fuck are they going to do that? There's life everywhere out there. The biological, organic life. They can't do that anymore. We're past the point now where they had a chance when they didn't even have a chance. They thought they had a chance. They can't do that. So now the opposite happens. It's just pure organic life everywhere. And life will flourish again. And humanity will flourish again.
That's the actual truth of 2021 going into 2022. We're through the shit. We're through the worst. Do you think this was going to get worse? Well, then you're a drama queen. That's what you are. Or you've listened to another drama queen. This has to get worse until it gets better. No. There's something wrong in here.
It's the virus.
If you really want things to get worse, there's something wrong in here.
That's the virus.
That's the real virus.
Yeah, I mean...
That's not a principle of natural order, is it?
Principle of natural order is when it's time to get angry and rise and battle and protect and defend, then it's time for that. And when it's done, then it's time to enjoy the fruits of what you've done, of your work. And there's life everywhere, then it's time to enjoy life and peace. Simple as that. You know?
And there's no reason for fighting either, is there? Because, what was it, that quote from Mark Twain? Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Don't even bother. It won't get to the physical. No martial law, none of that, because we solved it with intelligence. See, that's when we talk about the source-guided approach. We were able to solve things with true intelligence.
We've already dissolved their martial law from behind their scenes. Their martial law fantasies and dreams that they had, we already dissolved them from behind the scenes, which they know about on the higher levels and nobody else knows about. So at the moment, they're trying to still give the perception that they can do it by doing what they're doing, making everything even more crazier than it seems, than it was before. Trying to take people into that mindset where they are going to pass martial law. It's not going to happen. They're just saying goodbye. You know, it's not going to happen. But I'm not worried. I mean, me and Steve are probably one of the number one targets on their most wanted list.
Yeah, which I'm really happy to be on.
It's not your Bin Ladens and your Saddams and all that stuff. those were cover stories building up to this. We're not worried. We're just chilling here.
Chilling with life.
Chilling with life.
Yeah. And the master manipulators, they want to pull your attention in always. They want to corral your attention into a space where they can control you. A frequency band, the matrix that's limited. They want to pull you in, and they're masters of doing that. Okay, always be aware that that's where they're actually good at. Okay, although they're nothing, this manipulation stuff they can do really well. Okay, let's give them a little bit of that, a little bit of credit, but that's fine. Not anymore. Okay, they're the past. They're nothing. They were a way the universe tested us. So don't take any test that doesn't test for a virus. The test was the archons. That was the test.
Exactly.
And when you pass the test, guess what happens? Yeah. The story ends.
Where are they?
Where are they now?
Where are they now? Last time I checked, a high priest friend was packing up all his stuff in his house and preparing to leave.
Because they know what comes next.
And he didn't even have a clue where he was going. He kept on changing his story. Oh, I'll go to Italy. Oh, I'll go to Spain. I'll go to Italy, have a look what's happening here. Then I'll go back to Croatia. And yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're doing because you don't know who's coming for you, do you? Yeah? It's their time to run now, not us. We're open. We stand. This is our terrain. This is our land, okay? We stand firm in our land. And nothing can do anything to us on our land. It's our property, our home. Who dares come into our property? Who's who to come into our property, into our house, and tell us what to do in our house?
The entire planet is your home. And that's the truth. That's the new signal, where the inner and the outer are one holistically, hermetically sealed reality. Your inner world and the outer world. It's one and the same. That's the new signal. And they can't come in. So they try to send the police in on me, trying to intimidate me and pull my frequency down because my frequency was going up because of the breathing techniques by Wim Hof and the ice cold water. Okay, by the way, if you're being bombarded and hammered by AI frequencies, ice cold water breathing technique, that their frequency is nothing. Go in the ice cold water, okay, and do it every single day, and it leaves. So they wanted to pull the police trick on me. We're going to arrest you. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, come on, then.
Yeah, what has happened? Nothing. Nothing has gone on. No, it's, you see, the energy and the force they apply onto you in the form of pressure and intimidation, you take all of that energy and you say, oh, thank you. You flip it and you flip it back to them. You transform it. And this, like, exactly at that time we nuked the place in St. Corona. So this is what you get when you threaten me with arrest. I nuke your place. I come into your house together with Errol and we nuke your place with medicine that is poison to you. Poison to them. Okay. And they've pulled this here in Austria. They've got a new, on the Truman Show reality, okay, where you can have a big laugh about them. They've got now a military commander. No, that's not a military commander. That's the low-level guy that they could get to play that role, because it's right at the end. Coming onto the scene in the press conference with a military suit, pretending like things are going to get worse and all that. You see, it's all a show. It's a fiction. Bluff.
It's a show. It's a show. It only has power as much as you give it power. Okay, that's all it is. Because they know we are the power, we're the creators. So they have to manipulate us through fear so that we can create what they want for them. It's nothing. And the choice is already made. We don't give them that power. Fuck them. Simple.
And what comes after the royal flush? Well, that's a whole new paradigm where they don't exist. Well, there's nothing higher than the royal flush in poker. And they're a bluff. And you have the royal flush. We are the royal flush. There's nothing higher than that.
Somebody's coming to. How's it going?
Hmm.
I go to the ocean and black helicopters fly low overhead. Never happened before. Yeah, good. So what? We get that all the time. You know, they try to kill us all the time. Last time they were supposed to put a bullet in my head. I'm still here. It's all a bluff.
That's how they intimidated Errol.
It's intimidation. They're flying helicopters over your head. Yeah, that's intimidation. They fly helicopters over our heads. It's intimidation. Yeah. They were firing bombs not far from us the other night.
Yeah.
When they never do. Yeah. In Austria. That's intimidation.
I have a good laugh on that.
Yeah. So what?
It's a circus. Okay. How is the
it doesn't exist in my reality.
The best way, okay, that they've manipulated people into silence. Okay, people are afraid of the police, afraid of authority, but who's the boss of the police? Okay, it's Satan himself. Who the fuck is he? Okay, ask that question. Who is the demiurge? He's a clown. The picture that they portrayed to you as like this Satan who's very powerful. It's a church installed manipulation program to not make you face it. That in actual fact, he's a clown.
I'll tell you who he is. He's an arsehole. He's pathetic. He's a clown. Okay? He hates himself so much. This guy is so unbelievable. He tried to come into my house. I told him, you don't come into my house. I come into your house. Okay? And that's what's happening now. He's not coming into our house anymore. We're going into his house. It's already done. The deed had already been made within the spirit world before it was made here. So that's why what's already taking place in the spirit will inevitably happen here too, which is he's lost. He leaves. He's leaving. It's done.
And the same as you wouldn't run away from your own shadow, would you? When you know that's all the demiurge or Satan is. It's just your shadow. Okay? And when you do ceremony with ayahuasca, for example, you can walk right through that door and let it go and integrate it. That's all. All people were doing throughout their entire lives. Okay? And we're only talking like this because we ourselves faced what we needed to face. All people were doing was running away from their own shadows. It's not people are afraid of the World Bank or the archons or anything. No, people were running away. Exactly. Running away from their shadows.
Face yourself, you face anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the reason why you're afraid to face yourselves is because you're afraid of yourselves, because you're afraid of your power.
Exactly.
Because you're not sure whether you'll be able to manage your own power when you see it for what it is. Where's your confidence, people? Come on.
Bring it on. Unleash it. And the world will love you for it. This is what we truly need. What do we need in the world?
Coffee.
Yeah, some coffee. Good. I'm in on that too. Yeah, what do we need in the world? Confidence. And when the confidence is not there yet, you go and do medicine. And it's so easy. Breath work. Beautiful breath work. Ice cold water. Before we did the job in Corona, I was at the lowest point. Go and watch the videos. Some people are watching this, they were watching back then, and they saw how messed up I was. Completely. Because my program was breaking up. The next thing I needed to do was go into the ice cold water.
Yeah,
It's right in front of you. The medicine for all the people who've not got access to ayahuasca. Have you got access to a cold shower? Huh? Have you got access to cold water? And you're breathing.
What Steve was going through when he was breaking down months ago, that was what we call shamanic initiation. He was going through a process where you did ceremony and it was powerful, and then the integration process began, which was, for in his case, all the programs in his mind began to break down, and he had to go through that and deal with it basically as it was happening. And the way he was dealing with it was he was going and slaying every day in the cold water, doing breath work, grounding, and just no contact with no one, not even his own parents, to be honest with you, just himself. And he had to do that for months. 4 months, was it?
2 months, but before that I was also doing other stuff, other disciplines.
Basically, the medicine slayed him, and then he had to slay himself. He had to go through it. This is true shamanic initiation. It's the dark night of the soul. You have to hit rock bottom so that you're left with your true self. So then you see yourself for what you are. Then, boom, you rise in power.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
It's beautiful.
And unfortunately, people are just not willing to do this work.
When it's beautiful, because you see when you're at the lowest point, it doesn't get any lower, and it can only get better. And that's what ayahuasca does with you. She makes your programs break down. And when you still don't want to see it, then you're going to feel physically sick, like I did, for example, with alcohol. So the programs, the programs are the habits that you know are not good for you. Your intuition is talking to you constantly all the time. So people, when I say this, will know exactly which habit doesn't serve them. So when you don't look at it, okay, then if you still continue on with it, you'll feel physically sick. And then you drop it. And then you just go from day to day. It's actually easy. And then you don't even bother about it. It's like it's never existed. Why poison yourself with alcohol? It was only trying to fill something inside of you which you didn't want to integrate. That's it. All law, okay, all that the mafia does, okay, the main manipulation they do is the manipulation of cultural norms. That's the basis for the mafia, the whole satanic network that has created man-made law, the UN Charter and the human rights and all that. I don't need any of your stupid human rights. I set the law myself. So all their laws, their legalese, guess what? It's all based on habit. And what have they created? The habit that criminals run your life. Criminals run the world. Well, no more. No more. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if criminals are running your lives, okay, then I'm sorry to say, but then you don't have a life of your own because it belongs to the criminals. So if you have a life, why do you allow criminals to run it for you? It's your life. So do you want your life or not? If you do, then take it back and run it yourself. As simple as that. You know, I mean, people say, yeah, but the police force, they have a police force and they're powerful and they arrest you. And if you perceive that they can, then yes. But if you know that nobody can do anything to you, then you won't allow them to. And this is where you have to stand in your power and say no. So you say no directly, no bullshit, just no. With conviction, with confidence, which is the reason why they have attacked confidence so much, okay, and made it out to be arrogance and ignorance and narcissism. So when you're confident in life, okay, apparently you're narcissistic. It's bullshit. That's a part of the program. Nobody can tell you about yourself. The only person who can tell you about yourself is yourself. So when one little prick comes to you in an official uniform and tells you that you can't do this and you should do this and you should come with us because you did this, all you got to do is tell them to fuck off.
That's what Errol did in like probably one of the worst situations you can be in, which is being locked into prison and then put into an asylum camp. And guess what happens with Errol? Because of his attitude. Because he knows that they're all a bluff. Every one of them. All the order followers has no power over him. What happens next?
Attitude
What happened?
is the attitude. That's everything. I got out. They couldn't do anything. I got out because they couldn't contain me there anymore.
An illegal immigrant in Austria, because there's been Brexit and you have to leave now and then apply for a visa. Well, how is it that it doesn't apply to Errol? How come you believe that the rules don't apply to you, Mr. Anderson? Because Errol has a bond with ayahuasca and got rid of the bond of the matrix.
To the land, to natural order. There was natural order coming through me. It was the attitude of a lion. When you look at a lion is not concerned, first of all, with the opinion of sheep, okay? And a lion, okay, it attacks. It's not the biggest animal in its environment, is it? I mean, it's big and strong, but it's not the biggest and the strongest animal or creature in its environment. There's bigger ones like elephants and whatever, rhinos. But the lion would attack those bigger animals. Even though those animals are much stronger and much more powerful than he is. What makes the lion do this? It's the attitude. Attitude is everything.
Yeah. And that's because it was also mentioned here in the chat. Wetiko. We don't have to heal Wetiko or heal the dark force, send them love, send them light. They can't absorb that. Why would you send it to them if they can't absorb it? We don't heal Wetiko, the Wetiko mind virus. Wetiko actually heals us of our bad attitude. That's what it does. When you face it, it heals you of your bad attitude. And what you're left with is your true state, your true power, what Errol just explained as the lion, the attitude, which is, I'm in command of this reality. That's the new signal. You're living inside of your psyche. That's the truth. It's the reality of the psyche, as was explained by Carl Jung as an idea which is true. You're living in your psyche. What is there to be afraid of? Nothing. We've passed the test, I would say. It's the way the universe tests us if we can handle our own minds and the creation of reality with our minds. And it comes in the form of the archons. That's how the universe tests us. I think we passed that test well, didn't we?
Yep. We attained the attitude of the lion. We rode it for a while. And then now we've even transcended the lion. Now we become the dragon. There's nothing beyond the dragon.
That's why we've also got the Gnostic symbol, haven't we? Of the Ouroboros and what it represents.
Which they demonized.
Yeah.
They said the dragon's the devil. The dragon's the evil one who was cast down, the fallen angel. Bullshit. No. The dragon is not the archon. The dragon is the one who slays the archons. Let's set this straight for once and for all now. The dragon is the one which slays all archons. It's the archon's biggest nightmare, the dragon.
Yeah, bringing back true Gnosticism, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that symbol of the Ouroboros. Many, many more things to decode on that because these symbols are multidimensional, all right? So there's many, many things we can talk about. Like we talk about a lot about Plato's cave, okay? And how we were locked in Plato's cave and the shadow projections casted by the alternative media.
Yep.
No more of this bullshit. No more because you're giving the dark side too much credit. You don't know what the dark side is. That's why you babble along about their AI agenda. It's over. And the reason why we know it's over is because it has been a test by source. If we can deal with our own minds through the archons and what we've just been through, we passed that test. So guess what happens? You move on in evolution. That's what happens. And we'll explore the multiverses. There's many, many more important things to do than what we've been through. We're through the worst. Let's celebrate. Have a fire today.
Yeah. Yeah. My focus is on the dragon now. Because the dragon has been unleashed. It's been unleashed upon the archons. It's tearing them apart right now.
Yeah. Because we command, sir. We invoke, as I say right now, we invoke the dragon to rip the archons apart. And so it is. And we invoke today on the 21st of December, we invoke all evil must leave this planet now. And it will.
We invoke all the powers of the land, all the powers and principalities of the high source. We invoke the dragon.
And let beautiful nature do its work. In full trust that it is so. We've done our job. Now the Great Mother can do her job.
Yeah.
Unleash those powers. Great Mother Earth, Mother Ayahuasca. That's the power.
Medicine.
That's where real power is. We're about to experience it. All right, so I'd say we wrap this up.
Yeah. Go and have my coffee now and just...
Yeah, have a coffee, enjoy, and celebrate, all right? Celebrate this day. Do whatever, make a fire, invoke the spirits of the land, come into your power, tell all evil to leave this planet. You empower it even more. Let's do it together. This is what it's always been about. We're in charge here now. All of us who can receive the new signal. All right, till next time, take very good care. Much love.
Yep.
Bye-bye.